Hey folks, Judd Zulgad, 1500 ESPN. My final report from Fort Myers here, Hammond Stadium. I'm in the press box back home on Monday in studio with Jeff Dubay, Judd and Dubay at 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Just want to go over a few things here from spring training. The Twins had their first full squad workout today. It was not too eventful. They're really not going to start with the heavy stuff until Monday. That's just how the schedule sort of falls this time around. But everybody, for the most part, is here. There's one visa problem, but nothing really newsworthy to report as far as anybody missing from the beginning of spring training. A few interesting items. Ron Gardenhire addressed the team this morning before they took the field. And he was asked about what he told the team. I mean, keep in mind, this is a Twins team coming off back-to-back seasons of 99 and 96 losses. If this were a football team, you might get the fire and brimstone and, you know, people think we can't do this speech and we're going to go out there and prove to them we can. And in fact, that's sort of the speech that Leslie Frazier gave the Vikings coming off a 3-13 season late last July in Mankato, and ultimately it began to work. Players began to believe in themselves. Baseball, though, is a different animal. It's a different sport. This is such a long season and such a long grind that Gardenhire basically said, you know, he told the players what the expectations are. Yes, the lack of success the last 2 years, I'm sure, was brought up. But everything in baseball can't be rah-rah all the time. You got to take it slower in baseball. I was talking with Pat Royce today on Saturday Morning Sports Talk, which you can hear 10 to noon on 1500 ESPN, about this very topic and about sort of the mood in the clubhouse. You can talk about the mood in the locker room. You can even talk about the mood in the room in hockey. The mood in the clubhouse in baseball is a very different thing. Spring training starts. By the end of the season, guys are sick and tired of baseball. By March, they're ready to play again. Everybody, it's true. It's a cliche, but it's true. Everybody who reports to spring training, for the most part, I would say, in March, February, whatever it is excited. So yes, the Twins are excited to get going, but was there any special message? I don't know. There probably was not a special message. Will there be eventually? Will there be on in late March or as we get closer to the April 1st home opener for the Twins when they play against the Tigers at Target Field? Absolutely, there might be by that time. But Ron Gardenhire knows this. He's entering the last year of his contract. He has to be very careful in his approach here because what you don't want to do is you don't want to start to lose the players already. And Gardenhire has been around long enough. He's a good enough manager to know how to manage that situation. And so I don't think there was any prevailing message today other than, hey, let's try and improve things. A lot of position battles, some interesting ones will be going on. As everybody knows, center field is wide open. Two positions I want to get to, though. A second base. Brian Dozier has been told, you are second baseman. Pedro Floriman's going to get the opportunity to win the shortstop job. Gardenhire made it clear that he thinks Dozier is still a good shortstop. But Dozier, if he's going to win the job to open the season, it's going to be at second base. I think ideally what the Twins would love is Dozier to grab hold of the second base job, Floriman grabs the shortstop job, Jamie Carroll becomes your super utility guy playing some second, some short, some third base. I think that is the absolute ideal. What is the challenge for Dozier going from short to second? I talked to Dozier about this a couple days ago. We talked to Gardenhire about that today. Gardenhire said, and so did Dozier, basically the challenge is second base is a peripheral vision position. Shortstop is a tough position. You have to make some tough throws from there. But when you play shortstop, keep this in mind. The first base bag, everything is in front of you. You can see everything. It's all coming at you. At second base, you're turning this way, you're looking this way, and so you have to keep your peripheral vision very sharp. Also, the double play is definitely different playing second base than shortstop. So Dozier has his work cut out for him. I would say he'll be playing second base throughout spring training unless something goes really wrong on a very consistent basis as the Twins give him every chance to win the second base job. Third base, it's interesting to know, back in December when Terry Ryan was at the winter meetings or going to them in Nashville, he alluded to the fact that he was close to obtaining somebody who would compete with Trevor Plouffe at third base. That was about a 2-day story, and then it was over. The Twins never got anybody. Was Ryan trying to see how Plouffe would react? Was he really close to getting someone and it didn't happen? We don't know. But what Terry Ryan did was he caused Plouffe, I think, to really think about things. Plouffe has come here. Seems to have a bit more confidence than he has in the past. He is down about 4 or 5 pounds. Remember last year he was going to play right field. He put on some weight to add some power. Well, he felt it slowed him down. He feels now he is a little bit quicker. He is going to get every chance to win that third base job. 20-plus home runs, the great June last year. Gardenhire said Trevor Plouffe now has earned the opportunity to try to win that job. But look at it. Who's behind him? Jamie Carroll, Trevor Plouffe. The Twins will be very unhappy if Trevor Plouffe is not their starting third baseman on April 1st. The question you ask, and it's a good one. What about the fielding? What about the throws across the diamond? Plouffe definitely struggled making throws from shortstop when he came up as a shortstop. Then he goes to right field, then he goes to third base, and he struggles to make the throws from third to first base. That's going to be the absolute key for Trevor Plouffe. According to Gardenhire, he has worked long and hard to improve himself as a third baseman throwing the baseball, but that is a thing to keep an eye on. Also, the consistency with the hitting. The Twins want to see a lot from Plouffe, but this is going to be his chance to win a job. And Plouffe's very happy about the fact that now he's not coming into camp thinking, I'm going to play right field. The next thing he knows, he's playing some first. He's playing some third base. He's DHing once in a while. Wouldn't be shocking to see him DH if he's successful once in a while, but he is definitely going to be considered a third baseman. The other position is right field. Chris Parmalee is going to be the Twins' right fielder. It almost looks certain. Willingham in left, unknown in center, Chris Parmalee in right. Gardenhire said today that Chris Parmalee, and he meant this in a good way, is not even part of his thought process when he's thinking about the lineup, who's going to be where. Chris Parmalee is going to be the opening day right fielder for the Twins. Could that change? Absolutely. If Justin Morneau is traded in late July around the deadline, then Chris Parmalee probably shifts to first base. I talked to Parmalee a couple days ago, though. He seems far more confident than he did last year when I talked to him. And the opportunity to play right field, and I didn't realize this, is not new for him. He came up as a right fielder in the minor leagues. He said he's very comfortable there. He's played quite a bit there. And so he actually said that right field comes pretty easily. Question is right field and target field. It's never fun. There are not one, not two, but three surfaces off which the ball can hit. Parmalee is well aware of that fact. He said in game situations it can be difficult. In fact, he was playing first base a couple of years ago when a ball hit off the wall. Michael Kadire was still with the Twins playing right field. The ball hit off one of the walls and it carried him so hard, Parmalee actually fielded the ball back at first base. So Parmalee, well aware of the challenges target field can present in right field, but he's going to be the right fielder at this point. As I said, Plouffe, the third baseman. Ideally, Dozier wins the job at second base. Judd Zulgad, I'm done from Fort Myers. Like I said, Dubé and I will be back on the air 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Monday. Plenty more Twins talk, plenty of Wild talk, plenty of Wolves talk. What's going on with the Wild? I don't know. They play Detroit on Sunday, though. It's a big game. Red Wings at the X. Very excited to see what happens. And outdoor hockey, too. Go for hockey. Playing outdoors in Chicago Soldier Field against Wisconsin on Sunday. Everyone thinks I'm excited about that. Folks, you should not be playing a key game in your conference season outdoors as a second part of a doubleheader when it's going to be in the mid-30s. That ice could be slush. It's absolutely ridiculous. Play a non-conference game outdoors. That's a great idea. Norwood Teague, if you're watching this and you want to schedule the Gophers for a game at TCF Bank Stadium, outdoor hockey, fantastic. Make it a non-conference game. Do not play important conference games in elements like the outdoors where you have no control over what happens with the ice, etc., etc. Far too much for me. I am done from Fort Myers. Back to the Twin Cities. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching this long. Judd Zulgad, 1500 ESPN. Thanks for checking it out.